I'm not going to tell anybody what to do with their lives. It's your life. All right. And we only get one to my knowledge, right? Now there may be more. Let's say there are more, right? And spiritual versions or whatever. Okay, great. But to my knowledge, you get the one. Live it however the fuck you want. Do with it what you may. With the part that makes me go like, wow, is when people get this shit and they just show up. like everybody's not gonna go, hey man, what the fuck did you just do? Like
you have hair. You have hair now.
Yeah, you didn't. Look, fuck that. I was just with you yesterday. You didn't bald this shit. You were 6'6". It's like it's the surprise factor in the immediate want for the attention that's attached to that. And I really hope and pray that this thing of just like acceptance or looking for it from others calms a little bit, right? Like to where we're not worried as much about the words or the side of like acceptance from people you don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Or people that have no value to you, your life. Like looking for from the shit that don't matter, I hope calms a little bit because this thing, like the motherfuckers getting their knees extended or whatever.
Yeah, but that's nothing's gonna change there because that concept of wanting to be accepted for vanity stats in life, like height and all that shit, is not new. It's just more under a magnifying glass now because of social media. You know what I'm saying? But since the beginning of time, people always wanted to be the tallest, the richest.
I've never wanted to be tall.
Really?
No.
It never affected you ever in your life?
At one point, I mean, I thought I was tall, so I got around tall people. My crew was all the same size. I was like, this is good. Like, we're killing it. And then I got around tall people. I was like, oh, shit. Well, this is different. Well, the NBA ain't happening. But I think there's perks and benefits for wherever you are. Like, wherever you sit, stand, there's perks and benefits.
What's one of the perks of being like not as?
What'd you say? The fuck did you just?
What did you say?
What did you just say?
Do you want? I'm not trying to.
What did you say?
Because that's our guest.
Yeah. What the fuck just happened? Like we were on a roll, and then you called me. What did?
Well, I just said I was gonna say a fan of sheep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Okay.
What's one of the perks of being a fan of sheep?
The biggest perk, the biggest perk to being a 5'5" male is the clothes. My access to fucking clothes is ridiculous.
You could go to Baby Gap and get.
Well, that's aggressive. Okay, what you just did is very aggressive.
I'm sorry.
What you just did. Okay, I'm just talking about the opportunity to be fashionable and have an abundance of choices. It's ridiculous. I love the world of clothes.
Do you have a stylist?
I do have a stylist.
You probably got a
Ashley
big,
North.
a big
Shout out
ass
to
team.
Ashley North. I have a team. I have a nice team. It takes a village. You don't have a team?
For your empire, I mean, you got an empire, dude, and you do so much.
Yeah.
Do you still consider yourself a comedian first and foremost?
It's a fucking good question. Good for you, Logan. I am a comedian first. There is a massive world that the world of comedy presented to me and for me. So my commitment to comedy is there forever, but now I'm 43 and there's a broad overview that I have on just business and entertainment. So I try to think of things on a larger scale, right? And what used to be the thought of like one thing and one thing only is now a thought, well, how does this thing help this thing and how does this thing create a better opportunity for this
Like
thing?
an ecosystem.
Okay. Yeah, that's so now I'm more focused on the world of the ecosystem, the brand of the ecosystem, the business and the opportunities that can come from the ecosystem. I'm more focused on the team, the corporation, the people that work underneath the corporation's umbrella, the jobs that the corporation are providing for others. Like, see what I'm saying? Like, it's now a thought.
That's
under the thought.
Entertainment mastery.
That's where
you're
you're
at your like grandmaster status. It sounds like
I'm in the beautiful mind stage where I can see how everything is starting to formulate and go together.
Yeah.
And it's all about the execution of it. And the one thing that I've realized now, and I love to echo it, is the best way to get to any place of value is understanding that you can't be the best person or the smartest person. You have to move yourself out of the way and allow other people to show their value, their talents. And that's how empires grow. That's how opportunities continue to come in, and companies start to exceed expectations. It's riding off of the backs of the creatives, the heads of the CEOs, CFOs. There's so many minds that you have to invest in and ultimately be comfortable with sitting at a table with and going, how are we going to make this thing better? And as a leader, the thing that you try to lead on the most is showing that you're willing to be a part of a team and that you don't have to control and operate everything. And when people kind of piggyback off of that, it gets dope.
Was that easy for you to like accept the idea of having other people like jump into what you might have believed at one point to be like your shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it always easy to delegate and to like sit at a table with other people and give that type of responsibility away as a creative? That's not always the easiest thing.
No, because it's not easy. I mean, dealing with people is not easy, right? Like not dealing with a lot of personalities. Like everybody has a want, a need, an opinion, a feeling, frustration, or not, right? Like everybody has something that will ultimately present itself to be a problem. And in the beginning stages, you want to combat things. You want to argue and you want to stand on the ground of, this is my shit. And if you're not a part of my shit, then you don't need to be here with my, like, those are the younger, immature stances. And then as you grow, you start to figure out other ways to communicate, other ways to align yourself with other people. And then you also got to start to humble yourself a little bit.
I was gonna say, so just the way you're talking and knowing your career, like you have had the what I'm gonna call now privilege of being humbled a couple times.
A couple?
Yeah,
Yeah, a couple? Shit.
yeah.
I mean,
Life, as we
count.
said on Cold as Balls, has smacked us both in the dick a couple times.
But you need it.
You need it.
Like, I don't, like, we live in a time now where people are so taken back by the mistake. How could, what? You're fired, motherfucker. You should never work again. Life for you stops at the age 28. like we.
Oh, that's so fucking stupid.
Yes,
like if you just zoom out for 1 second,
And do
like,
you understand?
oh my God, that's so dumb.
It's so ridiculous. Like, the beauty of talking to an older individual, and I've said this before, if you are lucky enough to have older people around you, take advantage of just sitting there and listening. And what you'll find when you listen, there's not only dope stories, there's a dope, like, fucking overview of life and life and the different levels that life presented that individual, good, bad, ugly, but somehow they made it to the age whatever. When we're acting as if at these young ages we have life figured out and we don't need this shit up here. We don't need your knowledge, your information, your opportunities, your longevity. We don't need it because right here today, we deem this as a no mistake fucking zone. Like it's the most ridiculous thing. And I think, now there's a nice calm that presented itself. And also, you have to be able to look from both POVs, right? Like one thing that I got real good at is I don't just expect people to see my point of view. I'm fortunate enough to be able to see your point of view and my point. Like I can look from both ways.
And feel it.
I've been on both sides.
Yeah.
So I don't think that I have to be right all the time. I don't think that I know everything. I remember what it was like when I felt I did. I know the consequences that came from that. Mm-hmm. We have to be comfortable with understanding that we don't know everything. And sometimes it's good to put ourselves in a position to learn more. And in learning more, sometimes you should forgive more. And forgiving more, sometimes it can create an opportunity for better shit to happen. Some people don't deserve the second opportunity because the thing could be so drastic. And the level of attention and the spotlight that has been shined on some have changed and redirected a stance in culture, in corporation, in the road to equality, how we talk and treat our women. Like a lot of things now are changing for the better, but it's because of the spotlight, which is a great thing. But everything doesn't deserve the same energy. Everything isn't the same problem.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So finding that balance, I think, is where people now are trying to get. And that board that we're standing on is just one, it's not even. But I promise you, if we embrace more of the opportunity of people are gonna fuck up, people are gonna go do stupid shit. Every person isn't the worst person that does it. Some people honestly are wrong space, wrong time, wrong feeling, wrong mindset, wrong surroundings. You know what I mean?
Zoom out. It sounds like
Once in a while you have to.
Yeah.
I remain optimistic that we're kind of heading there. Anyways, I feel better about like cancel culture and all that shit now. You know, I think people are understanding how humans are more now than ever, and we fuck up, man. Yeah, you know, we make mistakes. It's inevitable. Every person in this room has made plenty of errors, and every person watching this will make plenty of errors.
Isn't that why you have parents? Like the parents are supposed to be there for the younger people to say, hey, don't do this because this is what's going to happen.
The thing is, some people, like myself especially, like we got to touch that stove. Yeah. You know, stove's hot.
Yeah.
I think most people.
But I got to see if the stove's hot. Yeah. I got to get in there.
I mean, but here's the thing. You're talking about touching a stove. Well, you didn't touch the stove necessarily in your house that you saw every day because your parents were there. But then when you go to another place and there's a stove and nobody's there to not tell you to touch the stove, well, you know what? My mom and dad ain't fucking here. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go over here and touch this fucking stove. I'm tired of people telling me not to touch the fucking stove. So it's about the things that you like. What are you okay or not okay with that you start to make the decision of chance on, right? Like, what is your version of chance? And when you do take those versions of chance, you know, just like a fucking game. And just because it's basketball season, just using it as an analogy, every shot you take ain't going in. It don't necessarily mean they were all the worst shots. They weren't all the worst shots, but some of those shots that you felt were good shots didn't go in. People go, why the fuck did you shoot it? Well, you thought I shot it because I thought I was going to miss it? Nobody thinks they're going to fucking miss. Nobody takes the shot to intentionally say, man, I fucked that off on purpose. Like, every shot is taken with the intent of making it. So, you know, I think when you understand that sometimes we're like scolding people for the thing that they thought ultimately had a good outcome behind it, can be wrong at times.